Good evening and welcome to I'm Chris Parnell.
Reporting from Moscow.
Tbilisi.
Times Square.
May your dreams be your only boundaries in life.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of GHS-TV's award-winning talk show, Crosstalk. I'm your host, Raneem Imam. Each week in this time slot, we take a look at different issues, personalities, and events that affect you and our community. This week at Germantown High School, a world-renowned stage combat choreographer has been teaching students her craft in a week-long series of workshops. We are pleased to welcome Cara Rawlings to the show, along with GHS theater teacher Kirie Walz. Thank you so much for being on our show today.
Thanks for having me.
So, Ms. Rawlings, why did you become a combat instructor?
I became a combat instructor kind of by default. I grew up as a dancer here in Germantown, Tennessee. I danced at Performing Arts with Elizabeth Ann Brown, and growing up as a dancer, I ended up choreographing dance numbers professionally. And when it came time that I realized I wanted to teach movement for the actor, I was looking at graduate programs, and I contacted David Leong, who I met here through this program when I went through, and I said, tell me about your program, and he contacted me right away and said, well, come audition for me. And when I did, he said, well, you're going to have to learn to fight. And I said, okay. He said, it's like dancing. And I said, okay, great, got it. So, I started studying stage combat and fight direction in 2000, and then took the path of becoming a certified teacher with the Society of American Fight Directors.
So, stage combat has a lot more to it than it seems. Tell us about your workshop.
The workshop has been great fun. We started, and as I always start, with acting principles, because stage combat is not just a fight, it is a heightened performance, a heightened physical theater performance. And so it starts with acting. It starts with playing the objective and getting what you want from the other person and finding different ways to do that, and that happens to be through extreme violence.
Well, when we think about fighting, we do think extreme violence, and we also think about tension and anger. But you start off your workshops with a lot of breathing exercises, so tell us about that.
Yeah. I think breath is the key to everything as an actor, as a performer, even here in what we're doing today. And breath is the key to ease and a release of tension. If I were to do a reaction, say a reaction to a slap, boom, and just and present all this tension here, then it's actually less believable than if I release it and I release that through breath. And so I start with breath to connect with the breath and also the floor, and then translate that into the work so that we can perform it with softness, so that we have the option of choosing hardness in a moment of performed tension.
Well, I've had the pleasure to join you in this class all week, and a lot of your techniques also involve falling, back falling, and front falling. But so what happens if you apply tension to those things that could seriously hurt someone?
Yes, you can get hurt. That's the main thing. If you hit the ground, when you hit the ground with tension, you're more likely to get hurt. You'll hear stories about a person who's walking across the street who is drunk is less likely to be hurt because they're in this relaxed kind of place. Not that I'm advocating that, but they're in this relaxed kind of place, and they're less likely to get hurt. Somebody who tenses before an impact is more likely to get hurt. And so we're looking at falling is really making impact with the ground. And so releasing into the ground and breathing is really, really crucial so that you don't get hurt.
Well, on the outside looking in, stage combat kind of acts as a side activity, or it seems like one. But after attending this workshop, it really is an art in itself.
Yeah, it is. And I think it is fundamental to actor training. It is often, unfortunately, I am called in sometimes as a fight director as an afterthought. The director will stage the whole show and then go, oh, you know what? We need somebody in for that slap. Let's do that. And they call me in as more of a technician rather than an artist to help facilitate and tell the story that the director is looking for. The best possible situation is that I'm brought in early to that process so that I can work with the director to help tell that story through physical means, but it's simply an extension of the scene, not a plug-in fight moment.
Ms. Walz, what made you think of stage combat as a workshop and bringing Ms. Rawlings to Germantown High School?
Well, I know it's something that, of course, the students are excited about because it's fun. I mean, we all want to go beat each other up, right? And I knew, Cara is an alumni of our program, and I thought, what a great connection to have for the students to meet an alumni, do some networking, but also learn this amazing skill. And I think it's great for our students. We're always looking for workshops we can do to give them a new experience, and that's something that I don't think our students have had a lot of experience with. They may have taken a class here at Thespian Conference or something like that, but I think it's something that they haven't experienced yet. And we had Cara here, who is a master at it. And I just thought, that would be, I think the students would really enjoy it, and we've got an alumni here to do it, so let's go for it.
Well, theater is something that you can't really just sit down in a desk and read about. You have to actually perform. So how was bringing a workshop like Stage Combat or other workshops kind of help teach students about acting as a whole?
Well, yeah, just like you said, I mean, it's not something that you just want to sit and read about in a textbook. You've got to get up on your feet and practice it and rehearse it and experience it, and that's where you learn. When you're there standing up and doing it and breathing and having impact with the ground and moving around, and even, I mean, in the scenes that our students have been working on this week, I mean, you can't just sit down at a table and learn the lines and then get up and do it. You have to get on your feet and practice it. And so, we're always looking for opportunities for our students to experience that.
Ms. Rawlings, what was it like working with high school students rather than your typical Virginia Tech college students?
It's been great, and I think you guys are actually not too far off from my college students. It's only a year or two later, sometimes 3, okay, but it's not too different. This group has been really phenomenal and so well disciplined. You guys are you're doing great work, because I will give a note and it is taken. I know we were working on fights last night, and I said, okay, you guys will work on this today, and I know you will, and I know I'll get here tonight, and it will be better than the last time I revisited it. And part of that is, I believe, the Germantown legacy, really, that is here. But also, it's the individual talent as well.
Well, something I found interesting before we go, you used a lot of Shakespeare scenes with your stage combat techniques. So what made you choose that?
Well, he wrote a lot of fights, and so the literature is there. Also, the wonderful thing about Shakespeare is that he gives you everything. He gives you everything in the text that is necessary, and so you don't have to do anything other than speak the text. We were working on the Othello scene, and finding the meaning and what that person is doing to the other person it's so simple and straightforward if you just allow the lines to do it, allow the text to do it. And also because the heightened nature of the text, it takes us to that fight place very quickly.
Well, Miss Rawlings, Miss Walz, thank you so much for coming and talking about this unique art form.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for
This has
having us.
been great fun.
We have to take a short break. When we return, we will showcase some of the scenes students have been working on all week. Stay with us. Welcome to Germantown High School, an international baccalaureate creative and performing arts optional school, a destination school for students who are going places.
Our students are of the highest caliber when it comes to their academics and knowledge.
The IB program is a very rigorous program.
You were challenged in a way that you thought you couldn't be challenged. You succeeded, something that other kids may not have thought they could do.
They're accepted to colleges that are just, dream colleges for so many people.
Germantown High School offers a CAPA program, the Creative and Performing Arts program.
When I first came here, I saw the television studio and I was just amazed at what all I saw.
Kids do everything, that they're taught every detail that has to do with theater arts and creative arts.
I love a lot of things about Germantown High School, but primarily what I love is the athletics. There's something exciting around every single corner.
We probably are one of the most diverse high schools in the state of Tennessee, maybe the United States.
I would never doubt about sending your child to Germantown High School.
This high school is something not like any other high school that we have.
There's definitely fun in the work. We find fun in everything we do.
Jessica, we need to leave right now.
I need to get something. Dance recitals are so boring.
There's a meeting no one knows. Waiting to be set
So
free.
what's the empty suitcase for?
The grand prize trophy.
Duh.
Confidence. Pass it on.
I was born to be somebody.
Welcome back to this special edition of Crosstalk. In the last segment, we talked with stage combat choreographer Cara Rawlings, who spent the week working with GHS theater students in a series of stage combat workshops. Let's take a look at scenes from their final performance.
Peace and be still.
What's the matter?
That handkerchief that I so loved and gave you, now gave it to Cassio.
No, by my life and soul, sent for the man and asked
Sweet soul, take heed of perjury. Thou art on thy deathbed.
I, but not yet to die.
Yes, presently. Therefore confess freely of thy sin. For to deny each article of oath may not remove nor choke the conception that I do wrong withal. Thou art to die.
Then Lord have mercy on me.
I say amen.
Oh, and have you mercy too. I never did offend you in my life. Never loved Cassio, but with such general warranty of heaven as I might love, I never gave him token.
By heaven, I saw the handkerchief in his hand.
Oh,
oh perjured woman, that stoned my heart to make me do what I mustn't intend to do. A murder, a sacrifice. I saw the handkerchief.
He found it then. I never gave it to him. Send for him hither. Let him confess the truth.
Confess.
What, my lord?
that he hath used thee.
How? Unlawfully?
Aye.
He will not say so.
No. His mouth is stopped. Honest Iago had ta'en order forth.
My fear interprets. What? Is he dead?
May his hair have been lies. My great revenge had stomach for them all.
Alas, he is betrayed and I undone.
Now stop it! You weeping for him to my face?
Oh, banish me, my lord, but kill me not.
Thou stop it!
Kill me tomorrow. Let me live tonight.
Nay,
Oh,
strive.
but half an hour.
Being dead, there is no pause.
But what I say, one prayer.
It is too late.
Dark and sinister man. How about thee?
Come on!
I'm joy. I'm a little birdie that's broken out of its egg.
It's time to take a break. When we come back, we will talk with two of the stage combat students you just saw. Stay tuned.
Runners on your mark.
You roll out at the dawning of the day. Heart racing as we make your little getaway. But there's always scars. When you fall down, we lose our way. We get back up again. It's never too late to get back up again. And one day you won't shine again. You may be knocked down, but not out forever. Lose our way. We get back up again. It's never too late to get back up again. And one day.
GHS-TV has a new website. You can now view any of our shows on our new media pages. Or check out the latest Wake Up Germantown or Red Devil postgame. As always, we're streaming live 24/7. Just visit ghstv.org today.
Welcome back to this special edition of Crosstalk. All week long, GHS students have spent the week learning stage combat choreography. Two of those students are with us now, junior Sarah Mayers and sophomore Amber Allen. Thank you both for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So Sarah, start us off and tell us what you've been learning from Cara Rawlings.
Well, we've learned really cool actions such as punching and choking and slapping. We've also learned how to focus and connect with our partner, because if one thing goes wrong, you could just take somebody out.
And Amber?
I learned how to trust my partner and know that they're not going to hurt me, and to know they're not going to, I'm not going to hurt them. And it's just a lot of trusting that's involved, so that's.
So out of all of the fights, Amber, what's your favorite?
To be honest, I like the Peter Pan and Hook. They interact with each other a lot, and I also like our own. There's a scene where I actually jump at her, and it feels like I'm flying, and it's a lot of fun.
And Sarah?
I love our scene the best. We learned how to fake roll on the floor, which is really fun. We get to do running punches, and it's quite a workout, but it's so much fun.
So the basic principles of stage combat involves a lot of breathing. So how does that affect your performance?
Well, before you start fighting, I would say you definitely have to take a step back and think about what you're about to do and not work too fast. If you work too fast, you could slip up and make a wrong move.
Amber, she talked a lot about being grounded and breathing a lot throughout her workshop all week. So how did those two combined create the illusion?
Well, if you're not breathing and you're not standing your ground, you could fall and it could mess up the scene. But you have to keep breathing like it's natural, like it's not being acted, it's actually happening. So it's more realistic. So breathing is a really good example of that, and you just have to keep breathing, and it makes it a lot easier, and it keeps you from hurting yourself or hurting someone else.
Did you feel nervous at all going into doing any of these moves?
Yes, I did. I'm very clumsy, and I thought I was going to hurt myself.
And Sarah?
I did it first. It wasn't necessarily that I was going to get hurt, but I just didn't want to do it wrong or make my partners look bad. But Cara definitely makes you feel good about what you're about to do. And if you mess up, she doesn't allow you to say, oh, I'm so bad at that. She just makes you try it again and get better and better.
Right.
So what misconceptions did you have going into this workshop this week?
I definitely thought it'd be a lot easier. You think when it's fake fighting that you don't have to have much strength and endurance, but it's definitely been a workout for all of us. We've been working with things we didn't know we could work with.
And Amber?
Probably, I really thought it was going to look fake at the angles that we were at, but when I actually stood back and watched the other people interact with each other, it looked so real, and I thought someone was hurt.
So you both were involved in a scene in the showcase, as you guys were mentioning and as we just saw. So talk about how you guys kind of developed the scene and how you incorporated stage combat within it.
Well, first we started memorizing our lines, and we were both unfamiliar with our piece, so Cara definitely helped us dissect every single line and make sure we knew what we were doing. And then after that, we started incorporating the fighting, which really just ties everything together.
Right. I learned how to not hurt her, but still make it look realistic, and make a lot of sound effects, because sometimes you forget while you're tossing and turning. But it is a really big key thing.
Well, you're in a Shakespearean kind of a text, and how did that feel, learning Shakespeare and his Middle English scripture, and then also incorporating that into stage combat? Was it hard?
It was hard. Like I said, we didn't really know what we were talking about, because sometimes Old or Middle English can be hard to dissect. But she definitely, she made us figure out what we were talking about instead of just giving it to us. So we've definitely learned how to do things on our own while she was guiding us through it.
So what was the biggest challenge for you, Sarah?
The biggest challenge for me would not be going too fast. I kind of want to just run through the fighting and just get it over with. Well, not get it over with, but just do it right. And I've definitely had to learn how to take a deep breath and just go slow so nobody gets hurt.
Right. It would probably have to be the lines for me. I wasn't really familiar with Shakespeare, I knew of him, but just memorizing the lines and saying them how they were supposed to be said was a little difficult, but we did a good job.
What was it like working with a professional such as Cara Rawlings?
It was actually very nice. She's like very welcoming, and she kind of makes you forget that like she's like older because she acts so like close to us and stuff. But it was amazing getting to know her and her being so up in her work, so it was amazing.
And Sarah?
It definitely gave me a good feel if I want to do this in college. She teaches college classes, so it gave me a good feel. She's also just a great teacher, and everything she says you can just understand really, really well.
After practicing all week, I'm sure both of you are very sore. So it's really a workout.
Yes, it is. I woke up after the first day and I could not get out of my bed. I wasn't expecting it. And then once you really get in through the week, you get used to it. But like we duck down a lot and jump up and throw punches. And definitely Cara incorporates a lot of stretching. So we do about a 10 to 15 minute warm up to make sure that we all don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Were you sore too?
I was. I put icy hot everywhere. It was hard.
Well, you know, theater is a lot about action and reaction, and you learned a lot about that. So, Amber, tell us about that.
So basically, she taught us that in order for the person that you're fighting, you have to be able to do the actual like thing and react to it. And without someone reacting, there's nothing that the other person can do. So if I were to punch Sarah and she didn't react, I would just be like, and so there has to be a reaction to have another reaction.
So you have to wait for your partner.
Right? Yes, teamwork.
Well, this isn't a technique you can actually learn in a textbook. It's all about doing and getting out there. So did it help build your confidence at all?
At first, I was really nervous. The first day, my partner and I, we had to do our scene in front of the whole class, and it was kind of scary, but then we all did really, really good.
Right.
And now I can't even imagine not doing it. Like, it's so much fun. We've gone through our fight so many times that it's great.
Yeah. And how did it feel for you, Amber?
It felt good. Like, after, you have to practice. Like, practice makes perfect. It's like the golden rule. But like, after doing it over and over again, it becomes like second nature. So it was amazing getting to know it and learning it.
Well, Sarah, Amber, thank you so much for coming and being on our show today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for this special edition of Crosstalk. Remember, Crosstalk can be seen each week at 9:30 a.m. and 7 p.m. on Mondays, 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. Thursdays, and 7:30 p.m. on Sundays. For more information on our programming, please check us out on the web at GHS-TV.org, where we're streaming live 24 hours a day. You can also check us out on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Raneem Imam. From all of us at GHS-TV, thank you for watching Crosstalk, and I hope to see you again.